You walk into a store because you need one thing. 10 minutes later, you walk out carrying a bag full of things you never planned to buy. A new shirt, a gadget, something for the kitchen, maybe something that was too good to leave behind. For a few minutes, you feel satisfied. Then the feeling fades. The new thing becomes part of the background, and soon, you start wanting something else. What if happiness is not disappearing because you don't have enough? What if it is disappearing because you keep teaching yourself that enough is never enough? In Japan, there is a word that carries a very different emotional weight, Mottainai. You may have heard it translated as, "what a waste." But that translation is too small. The idea expresses regret over wasting something that still has value. A useful object, a piece of food, a material, time, effort. The word encourages you to notice the value that already exists before you replace it with something new. And that changes the question. Instead of asking, "what else do I need?" you begin asking, "what am I failing to appreciate?" This sounds simple, but look at the world around you. You are constantly being shown what is missing. Your phone is old. Your clothes are outdated. Your home needs improvement. Your car could be newer. Your body could look different. Your life could be upgraded. The message is subtle. You are almost there. Just buy one more thing. But then you buy it, and the finish line moves again. The strange thing is that you can have more than people in previous generations could imagine, and still feel like you are behind. You can have unlimited entertainment in your pocket and still feel bored. You can have a closet full of clothes and still say you have nothing to wear. You can have a kitchen full of food and still feel like you need something different. Why does having more so often fail to create the feeling of having enough? Maybe because happiness is not only about what enters your life, it is also about what your mind learns to value. And Mottainai begins there. Not with buying less because you are deprived, but with seeing more value in what you already have. In the United States, the Environmental Protection Agency estimates that more than 66 million tons of municipal solid waste were generated as discarded clothing and footwear, textiles, and related materials in 2018, with a large portion ultimately landfilled or incinerated. That number is enormous. But behind every statistic is something ordinary. A shirt bought because it was cheap, a chair replaced because it looked old, a phone discarded because the next model arrived, a container thrown away because it is slightly inconvenient to clean, a meal forgotten at the back of the refrigerator. Modern consumer culture often teaches you to think in terms of replacement. Something gets old, replace it. Something gets boring, replace it. Something is imperfect, replace it. Something breaks, replace it. And there is nothing inherently wrong with replacing something that no longer works. The problem begins when replacement becomes your automatic response to discomfort. Japan offers a different emotional question through Mottainai. If something still has value, why waste it? If an object can be repaired, why automatically discard it? If food can still be eaten, why throw it away? If a possession has a story, why assume its age makes it worthless? And the deeper question is even more personal. If your life already contains good things, why train yourself to overlook them? Think about the last time you bought something simply because you were unhappy. Maybe you had a difficult day. You opened an online store. You found something you liked. You bought it. For a moment, the decision feels like control, a small reward, a fresh start. But what happens when the package arrives? The excitement rises. Then it falls. The object becomes ordinary, and eventually, your mind begins searching again. Researchers studying the relationship between materialism and well-being have repeatedly found that stronger materialistic values are associated with lower well-being across many contexts. A major meta-analysis by Dittmar, Bond, Hurst, and Kasser examined 753 effect sizes from 259 samples and found a consistent negative relationship between materialism and personal well-being. The lesson is not that money or possessions are bad. They are not. Money can provide security. Objects can provide comfort. A beautiful home can genuinely improve your life. The issue is, what happens when possessions become your main source of identity or emotional satisfaction? That is where Mottainai offers a different path. It does not tell you to hate possessions. It asks you to respect them, to use them fully, to repair them, to appreciate them, to stop treating everything as disposable. And that creates a strange paradox. The less you demand from new things, the more value you begin to discover in old things. Suddenly, the scratch table is not just an old table. It is the table you have eaten at for years. The faded shirt is not simply outdated. It is the shirt you wore on a memorable trip. The chipped cup is not worthless. It carries familiarity. The object becomes more valuable because you notice the relationship between you and it. This is where Mottainai moves beyond environmentalism. It becomes a philosophy of attention. When you pay attention to what you already possess, you stop needing constant novelty to feel satisfied. Think about your home for a moment. Look around. How many things do you own that you barely notice anymore? A book you once loved? A jacket you forgot you had? A tool sitting in a drawer? A photograph? A chair? A cup? Something someone gave you years ago? These things are physically present, but psychologically invisible. You have become accustomed to them, and familiarity can make value disappear from your attention. That is the flinch. You don't necessarily lack things. You may have stopped seeing them. So what would happen if you walked through your home and looked at your possessions as if you were seeing them for the first time? You might notice something uncomfortable. You may already have enough. Not enough for every fantasy, not enough to impress everyone, but enough for the life you are actually living. This is where the deeper meaning of Mottainai appears. It is not simply, don't waste. It is closer to recognizing that things have value and feeling a sense of regret when that value is needlessly lost. The word is connected to the Japanese idea of something being Mottainai when its potential value is not fully realized. So the concept can apply far beyond objects: food, materials, energy, time, skills, opportunities, even attention. What are you wasting without realizing it? Maybe you spend an hour scrolling through things you don't care about while telling yourself you don't have time for something meaningful. Maybe you own books you want to read, but keep buying more books instead. Maybe you have a hobby you once loved, but abandoned because something newer appeared. Maybe you keep looking for a better life while ignoring the good parts of the life already in front of you. This is why Mottainai can become surprisingly uncomfortable. It turns the question inward. Instead of asking what you should buy next, it asks what you are failing to use. Instead of asking what you should replace, it asks what could be repaired. Instead of asking what is missing, it asks what is being overlooked. And there is evidence that experiences of gratitude and appreciation can matter for well-being. Psychologist Robert Emmons and colleagues have conducted extensive research on gratitude, including studies showing that deliberately focusing on what you are grateful for can influence psychological well-being and positive emotion. Gratitude is not identical to Mottainai, but they share an important direction. Attention moves away from constant acquisition and toward recognition of existing value. This does not mean you should never buy anything. It does not mean you should keep every broken object forever. It does not mean minimalism is automatically happiness. Sometimes replacement is sensible. Sometimes throwing something away is necessary. The point is to interrupt the automatic assumption that new equals better, because once you question that assumption, you begin to notice something powerful. You may not need more stimulation. You may need deeper appreciation. You may not need a bigger home. You may need fewer things competing for your attention. You may not need another purchase. You may need to use what you already own more fully. And that leads to the central reframe. Happiness becomes easier to notice when you stop treating everything you already have as ordinary. I have caught myself doing the same thing. You see something online. It looks beautiful. You imagine owning it. For a moment, Your life seems slightly better with that object inside it. You click, you compare prices, you justify the purchase, and sometimes you buy it. Then a few weeks later, you barely notice it. That is the strange cycle. The excitement was not necessarily inside the object, it was inside the anticipation. And once the anticipation disappears, you need another object to recreate the feeling. This is why Mottainai feels almost rebellious in a culture built around constant novelty. It asks you to pause before replacing, not because you cannot afford the new thing, but because you want to understand whether you actually need it. Try a simple practice. Before buying something non-essential, wait 5 minutes. Don't browse another product. Don't read more reviews. Just ask yourself 3 questions. Do I already own something that does this job? Will I still want this 1 week from now? What problem am I actually trying to solve? Those 3 questions can interrupt an automatic purchase. The second practice takes less than 5 minutes. Choose one object you already own, that you have stopped appreciating. Maybe an old jacket, a cup, a book, a piece of furniture. Hold it. Look at it carefully. Ask where it came from. How long have you owned it? What has it been part of? Does it still serve a purpose? If it does, use it today, not tomorrow. Today. You are training your attention to recognize existing value. The third practice is even simpler. Open your refrigerator. Look at what you already have. Before ordering food or buying something new, choose one ingredient that needs to be used. Build a meal around it. 5 minutes of planning can turn waste into usefulness. These practices sound small because they are small. The goal is not to transform yourself into a minimalist overnight. The goal is to create a pause between desire and action. That pause gives you something consumer culture rarely gives you: choice. You can still buy the new phone. You can still buy the jacket. You can still replace the furniture. But now, you are choosing rather than reacting. And something else begins to happen. You become more familiar with your own possessions. You start repairing things, reusing things, finishing things, appreciating things. You stop seeing age as automatic evidence of worthlessness. And this can change your relationship with money too. Not because you become obsessed with saving every coin, but because you stop spending simply to create temporary emotional movement. You begin asking whether the thing you want will actually improve your life. That is a very different question from, can I afford it? You can afford something and still not need it. You can want something and still decide not to buy it. You can enjoy beautiful things without needing to constantly acquire them. And perhaps that is one of the quietest forms of freedom. You stop allowing every new object to tell you that your current life is incomplete. You begin seeing what is already working: your favorite chair, your reliable shoes, the old notebook, the meal you know how to make, the people who already love you, the morning light entering your room, the ordinary things that become invisible precisely because they are always there. Go back to that store. You walk in looking for one thing. You see something beautiful. Your hand reaches toward it, but this time you pause. You remember the things sitting at home, the clothes you already own, the objects you rarely use, the things you once thought would make you happier, and you ask a different question. Not, can I buy this? But, what value am I hoping this will create? Maybe the answer is genuine. Maybe you truly need it. Then buy it without guilt. But maybe the answer is something else. You are bored, lonely, stressed, comparing yourself with someone else, looking for a small emotional reward. And if that is the answer, the purchase may not solve the real problem. You can walk away. Nothing is lost. In fact, something may be gained. You have protected your attention. You have protected your money. You have reminded yourself that desire does not automatically require action. Mottainai. At its deepest level, not simply owning less, not simply spending less, not simply recycling more. It is learning to see value before you assume something is disposable. And once you start seeing value, something changes inside you. Your home can feel richer without becoming fuller. Your meals can feel more satisfying without becoming more expensive. Your clothes can feel more personal without being new. Your days can feel more meaningful without being busier. Because happiness is not only created by adding experiences, sometimes it is created by paying closer attention to the experiences already happening. The cup in your hand, the food on your plate, the room around you, the person sitting beside you, the object you've owned for years, the skill you already know, the life you already have. Maybe you have spent years looking for happiness, as if it were something you needed to acquire, a new possession, a better house, a better body, a better career, a better version of yourself. But Mottainai quietly asks another question. What if happiness is sometimes hidden inside the things you have stopped noticing? What if the problem is not that your life contains too little? What if your attention keeps telling you that it contains too little? There is a difference between needing something and wanting novelty. There is a difference between improving your life and constantly replacing it. There is a difference between enjoying beautiful things and depending on new things to feel okay. And perhaps the real secret is not learning how to live with less. It is learning how to recognize when you already have enough. So tonight, choose one ordinary thing you own, something you normally ignore. Look at it for a moment. Remember why you have it. Use it. Appreciate it. Let it be enough for today. Then ask yourself one honest question. What is something you already have that you would miss if it disappeared tomorrow? If one thing comes to mind, write enough in the comments, because sometimes happiness doesn't begin when you finally get more. Sometimes it begins when you finally realize how much has been there all along.